Coming up in this episode of the Theme Park News Show, I share some exciting information on the opening of Tokyo Disneyland's latest expansion. We also take a look at the ride vehicles for a new attraction coming to Europa Park, share an update on the London resort, and much more. It's Friday the 20th of September 2019, and this is the Theme Park News Show. I'm Sean Sandbrook and welcome to the Theme Park News Show. So this is it, the last episode of the show for a few weeks because of me and Charlotte's trip over to Orlando, Florida. Just a quick reminder, the show will return on Friday the 11th of October 2019. But yes, we can't wait for our trip out there. It's Charlotte's first time over to the United States of America, so I can't wait to see her reactions to everything. This trip's all about Charlotte, getting on all the different rides, seeing the shows, parades, and yeah, there's so much for us both to discover for the first time as well. Things that we're both really excited for, of course, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of that at Hollywood Studios. Along with that as well, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure at Universal Islands of Adventure. I'm really looking forward to seeing Illuminations again. We're actually going to be there on the last night of Illuminations at Epcot. The first night of Epcot Forever, the new nighttime show. Along with that as well, we're going to be there for the opening day of the Disney Skyliner, that new transportation. And along with that as well, there's much more to discover at some of the other parks as well, like seeing the new Sesame Street area at SeaWorld, riding on Tigris at Busch Gardens, and yeah, just generally visiting all the different attractions out there. So really excited, lots of vlogs to come, and yeah, we're going into another very busy period now of vlogs, of course from Florida, and then back into lots of Halloween events, because yes, welcome back. Of course, Scream Park Worldwide is back for another year, where we're visiting some of the best horror events out there, but this year as well we're also going to be going to some of the different family events, such as Disneyland Paris. I'm going to be returning to Europa Park and covering their family Halloween in the park and their Thrill Halloween with Traumatica. So loads to look forward to on the channel. All the usuals as well, of course going to the likes of Alton Towers Scarefest, Thorpe Park Fright Nights, and so much more. In terms of Halloween updates, there's been a couple of videos on Scream Park Worldwide this week. One from Alton Towers Scarefest, where we had a look at the construction taking place so far for this year's event, and also as well from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where we was invited for an exclusive media night, where they gave us some previews and information all about Journey to Hell Freak Nights, which is their new event for this year at Pleasure Beach. So lots going on, and that's 3 Halloween videos, because obviously Lynn and Mackie had a bonus Halloween event. So Halloween's kicked off, we're going over to Florida. There's going to be Halloween Horror Nights, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and some of the smaller stuff as well. And then we're coming straight back in. Scarefest will already be going, Friday Nights will already be going, and going to quite a few other events as well, like Burton Scream Fest, Extreme Scream Park, Tully's Farm Shocktoberfest, and a few others as well. So really looking forward to sharing it all with you guys here on Scream Park Worldwide. Also, if you do want to support the channel, of course you can purchase our official merchandise. It is featured down below underneath the video, and also a link in the description as well. And it's just been released today. It's some brand new Scream Park Worldwide merchandise, which is just out for Halloween. So of course, if you want to support Theme Park Worldwide, of course you can buy the merchandise, and that helps us reinvest in new equipment and also bring you lots of new content here for the channel as well. Anyway, quite a lot of theme park news to get through, so it's time for news on the tracks. Now, over the past few days, it has been the European IAAPA Expo that this year has actually been held in Paris, in France. I was going to go out there, however, with so many trips all close together, I thought it probably wasn't a good idea, especially before a 2-week trip around America. I didn't want to make the same mistake as what we made with the big 3-week road trip. I thought I need to have a bit of a rest. Obviously, I've just been to Finland and Poland, Florida from the weekend, I thought, yeah, it's going to be a bit tight to get it in this year. But yeah, basically loads of different people all come together from different companies, manufacturers, all come together and put on this brilliant expo. And it's a really good way of networking, meeting manufacturers, and also getting a sneak peek at what's coming in the amusement industry. I've got no excuses next year though, because it's actually being held in London. So literally it's on the doorstep. So going to be going down to that definitely in 2020. So stay tuned for lots of exciting content from that. But yes, going on to this year's event that's just ended yesterday, quite a few different things have been released, but the company that's actually doing all the theming around the new Energylandia coaster have released some information all about it. We now know that the attraction is going to be called Aqualantis, so something a little bit different for this one, yeah, and it's going to actually open on the 6th of April 2020 at Energylandia in Poland. If you haven't seen my Energylandia vlog that I uploaded last week, definitely recommend checking it out, because you get to see how that construction site looks at the moment. It's just empty pretty much, like a little bit of groundwork but not loads, and then bear in mind by April this whole coaster is going to be up, loads of theming, and it looks really exciting. It's a Vekoma Shockwave coaster, the model name. It's not called Shockwave, it's Aqualantis, but that name's already taken in a few places. But yeah, with this it's going to feature various different launches and inversions, some tunnels, and I think it looks like a really nice attraction. The concept art here, you can really see how that's going to look in terms of the area. Is that some sort of drop tower at the background there? It looks like it. Along with that as well, maybe you could see an indoor attraction here. There's quite a lot of buildings around, unless that is just for facilities, but who knows? I mean, I think it's really exciting, but we do know the name and we know when it's going to open, and I look forward to going out to Poland and riding this in 2020. Moving on then to a bit more news, again thanks to IAPA. Here's a little look, also thanks to Michael Mack, for showing us a look at the ride vehicles for Snorri Touren, that new dark ride that's going to be opening at Europa Park on the 23rd of November this year. And look at the ride vehicles, aren't they cute? Like the boats, aren't they? And it's tiered seating, which I like as well, which is cool. It means that the people on the back row are going to get to see just as much as the front. You know, you're not going to have heads in your way. But yeah, this new ride system we've learnt a bit more about as well. So we know it's not going to be a trackless ride system, but we kind of knew that already from looking at early concept art where you could see a track. But yes, it's confirmed it's not trackless. However, it's going to feature a few different elements where the track will actually go onto like a switch track element, and then it'll bring it into like a dome where they can project movies onto it. And you're going to go into these for about 25 seconds and then come back out and then carry on along the track. So there'll be like track sections, you know, where it'll move onto it, it'll spin, and then you'll move into it. Quite interesting how they didn't go for a trackless ride system, especially with it being quite a compact space. You thought that might have helped them in terms of getting around corners and things easier instead of having to build a track, but you know, it seems really quite interesting. I'm looking forward to this. The ride vehicles look great. We know that Mac do an amazing job now when it comes to the theming. So I think we're in for a real treat with this. That's Snorri Touren, and yeah, thanks to Michael Mack on Twitter for those images of the actual ride vehicles, the boat that you're going to be sat in. It's just the little details, isn't it, like the sign, you know, like about keeping your tentacles inside, like all little things like that. I really like the details, and that I think is why Europa Park is so successful at what it does. So yeah, I look forward to sharing more. You know, it does show there's going to be some screens involved, but I think it's going to be a good mix between screens and physical set pieces. But there we go, that is what we know for now. Or more details about Snorri Touren, and I'm sure we'll find even more out, and even more sneaky photos from the Max on Twitter before it opens on the 23rd of November. Next up then, a bit of an update for you from Wallaby Holland. They've announced this week that in 2020 they're going to be re-theming an area of the park. This is part of a bigger project where they've been going around doing various different areas and upgrading it, hence the area Wilderness. That was done for 2019 with Untamed being the signature attraction, but they also did the themed area and called it Wilderness around there as well. But yes, I'm looking forward to this. We know it's going to be the area where Goliath is. Also they've got an Enterprise, a shot tower. They're bringing in like a kids drop tower as part of the area as well that already exists at the park, and theming that up with it. And yeah, it seems quite interesting. It's going to be like the speed zone, like they're going down like this road with all different like chevrons and road markings, crash barriers at the side of the paths. That's kind of what they're going for with this one, and yeah, I quite like the sound of it, to be honest. So here's a little look at some concept art, starting off there with a little look at the kids drop tower. It's like a car bumper, isn't it, at the front? So that looks interesting. I like the fact that you've got the seating as the bumper. That's a bit unique, isn't it? A little bit different. And like you say, you can see like a speed zone entrance sign there as well, along with a few other little details that will make up this area. So nothing about Goliath yet, but we do know it's all down that area of the park. So it'll be interesting to see, because they've painted the track blue. It used to be green. You know, that was done a few years back. So yeah, let's see what happens with this one. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know there's a lot of Dutch fans out there who watch Theme Park Worldwide. So what are your thoughts on this? How do you feel Wallaby Holland is progressing? I really like what they did with Wilderness. Not a big fan of what they did to their Vekoma Madhouse, the outside of it. I'm not a big fan of Merlin's Castle, but you know, hopefully they can rectify that this winter and try and make that fit in better with Wilderness. Just keep the castle, but just overgrow it maybe a bit better. But I don't know, I'm not a designer. That's for Planet Coaster. But yeah, I really do like what they did with Wilderness in general, so let's hope that continues around the rest of the park. Another small update, and this is fantastic news. It might be a small update for now, but they have confirmed that around 2021, the trains on Condor, which is the Vekoma SLC, that is absolutely terrible, they are going to be updating the restraints on there. So that's good to know, because the restraints at the moment are awful. The way they are, the over-the-shoulder restraints, and they've got like the pad in here at the side. You just whack the side of your face and your ears on. It's not nice at all. So hopefully they're going to go for the vest, make it much more comfortable. But that should be happening for 2021. But as always, we'll keep you up to date here on Theme Park Worldwide. And talking of updates, something that I didn't think I'd be talking about for a while, but I have spoke about earlier this year with an update, and that is the London Entertainment Resorts. Now, you know my opinions on it and thoughts. I mean, I'm always here to support these projects, and I really hope this does happen, but I've just had my doubts because of, you know, a lot of different reasons about this. Not much really being pushed forward with it, and a lot of concerns about, you know, who's actually looking after this project and financing it. But we have had an article, what's been released in the Times this week, that actually gives it a really nice positive boost, and hopefully this is going to be happening. So a few things to take from this article. They actually interviewed one of the people who's going to be part of the project, and they've been very honest here. They've not sort of got in and said it's definitely happening and we're having 20 rides or whatever. We know there's some facts now, and this guy has said that it's 70 to 80% chance that it's actually going to be built. So even then themselves aren't saying it's definitely happening, because obviously you've got to think of planning permission and things. So I like how being real they are, you know, with this. So it's 70-80% to actually being built. There'll be 3 or 4 major roller coasters as part of the site. There'll be a variety of family-based rides and attractions. 70% of the attractions will be undercover, so that's, you know, stuff what we've not really known. We could speculate about, and we'd looked at concept art, but early concept art, it looked like everything was outside. But there we go, 70% of it will be undercover. They're hoping to apply for planning permission in the first quarter of 2021. So that's not that long away, is it really? About a year and a half, with a 2024 opening. So, you know, I'm a bit more positive about this project now. Like, I feel like we need to be. You know, I was there thinking, you know, it's just not looking like much is happening here. We're not getting much development. But now, this sounds quite positive. They've also said, I mean, this is very ambitious, but they've said they want a second park on the site by 2029, and also tickets prices will be around £55 to £60 per person. So for that, we're talking like, you know, similar pricing to like Europa Park or something. So I'll be expecting quite a high level of scenery and overall experience. Doesn't mean it has to have a lot of rides, but just the overall experience, shows, maybe a parade, nighttime spectaculars, that sort of thing, to make it justifiable of the price. But it would make it cheaper than a day ticket to Disneyland Paris, which is about, what, £85 at the moment if you translate it. But yeah, you know, it sounds quite interesting. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts on it. I'm open to it. I'm really hoping we do see it happen. I think it'd be fantastic. It'd give Merlin some good competition, and it'd just be great for the British theme park industry all around and throughout Europe. So let's see what happens with this one. It create a lot of jobs, you know, a lot of tourism. So yeah, I'm really hoping that this is going to happen. I'm trying to be a bit more positive on it now. And as always, I'll keep you up to date with any news like I have done with this. So it's nice that there's a development happening, and hopefully we'll hear more soon. Something that is definitely happening though is the expansion of Tokyo Disneyland, and yesterday, as in Thursday, we were given a date for when the expansion is going to open, and this is very exciting because it's not actually that long away. It's April the 15th, 2020, and I'll be able to walk into these new experiences in Tokyo Disneyland itself. Of course, the resort is built up of 2 theme parks, and you've also got Tokyo Disney next door. They announced last year that they're going to be having a big expansion. We know there's like a new Frozen Land and stuff coming there, a big new hotel. But yeah, that's all coming in the next few years. This expansion was announced a couple of years back, and it's nearly ready to open. Yeah, the 15th of April next year. And this looks great, especially the Beauty and the Beast themed area. That's the big signature part of this. When me and Alex went back in 2017, they'd already started to clear land for this, but there was no like buildings or anything had gone up. So it's good to see that they've moved on pretty quick with it, really. And yeah, this sounds great. So I'm going to read stuff here from the press release for you guys. So the Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast, which is a trackless dart ride. The Happy Ride with Baymax, which is a spinning ride that'll be part of Tomorrowland. Minnie's Style Studio and the Fantasyland Forest Theatre are all going to open on that date, and it's also the park's 37th birthday, so it's kind of nice how they've got it all tied in for that. A little bit more than about the Beauty and the Beast area. Of course, that's the big standout for this, isn't it? And like I say, you're going to have that trackless ride, but the area itself will feature Gaston's Fountain and the village, restaurants and shops that they can enjoy all the ambience of Belle's Village. So it's a big area, and I like sort of getting lost in the world of these Disney areas. You can walk around them and stand in little corners and go down little alleyways and get immersed in it, and it looks like that's exactly what we're getting here. And like I spoke about last week, I'm hoping that's what we get at Walt Disney Studios in Paris with the expansion there. You know, with Frozen Land, you'll be able to walk around little areas and really get immersed into it, not just see everything in front of you straight away. But towering above the forest is the Beauty and the Beast castle, and that's going to house that attraction. So that'll be like at the facade for this show building, that will be this Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast trackless dart ride. But what we do know as well, it's going to be like a romantic musical with all like the audio, and like the ride vehicles are like going to dance to the audio and everything. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I really want to get back out to Japan. You know, it's been, what, 2.5 years. I really want to get back out there, especially when all this opens. So yeah, watch this space, because I do want to get back to Japan to go and see all of this, and especially at Disney Sea in a few years as well, but I don't think I can wait till then. I might have to go before that and then go again for Disney Sea. But yeah, it sounds fantastic. Let me know your thoughts. Are you planning a trip out there? Of course, if you are, check out our vlogs that me and Alex did in 2017. It was an amazing trip, and we learned so much as well. And it was actually very easy to get around, and like with the language over there, the food, you know, we had no struggles. It was a brilliant trip. So check out those vlogs if you are planning a visit. But there we go. That is all for the news this week. Like I say, we are taking a break now for a couple of weeks, but we will be back on Friday the 11th of October with more theme park news. It's now time to reveal where I was last week in Where Am I? Where am I? So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has interacted with us here at Theme Park Worldwide so far this year, and especially during Where Am I? It's really good fun for me when I'm going back through the comments and seeing what you guys have put down there. But I must say, in general, everyone has done so well at guessing these. I do definitely need to make it a bit harder, and I've got a few ideas of what I'd like to change with it as well. So watch this space as we develop it towards later in the year for that. But yes, here we go. It's time to reveal where I was in the picture last week. I won't put one in this week, but we'll be back again with a picture in a couple of weeks when the episodes return. But yes, I was actually on Millennium at Fantasy Island in Ingolmels, Skegness. So well done to anybody who got that one right. You may recognise the vibrant colour scheme, like the purples, greens, and of course the yellow on there as well, that make up the repainted trains that they did a couple of years back, and it looks a lot better now than it did. They repainted all the track, they actually put LED light strips on the side, and it looks a lot better. But well done to anybody who got that right. And like I say, I'll be back on the 11th of October with another one for you to guess exactly where I am. And who knows, it may be a bit Halloween related. Let's get spooky. It's time to end this week's episode with your theme park moments, the part of the show where you get to send in your special moments from the parks. Whether it's you doing a funny pose out the front of your favourite ride or a special family memory, get it sent in to us. Of course, anything that is sent in between now and also the 9th of October, so 2 days before we're going to be releasing the episode, it will be featured on the 11th. So if you do want anything to be featured in that next episode on the 11th, please send it to us by the 9th of October. October. But here we go, it's time to go through the photos that you guys have sent in for this week. We've had loads this year, like every week, so many photos, and it is amazing, so thank you for all of your support. And I love seeing all your pictures as well, it really is great. And then we see quite a few pictures now where people are wearing the Theme Park Worldwide merchandise and they've got the big logo on the front. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that has bought the merchandise. It really does help us out here at the channel in terms of bringing new content to you guys, updating things like cameras, laptops, all equipment, and of course the trips that we go on as well. So thank you so much, we do really appreciate it. And like I say, there's all sorts of merch in there and a couple of different Halloween items as well that are just out up until the end of October, so make sure you check them out, they're exclusive. So here we go, starting off then with Cherry and Sophie, who had a picture there on the plaza at Alton Towers with me and Charlotte's brick. Moving on, we've got Ruby, Macy and Noah at Disneyland Paris. And then we've got Adam with the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train on-ride photo. Up next we've got George on Stealth just there. And then we've got Tristan and Ashley with a photo on the Smiler. Up next then we've got Joe and Sean outside Untamed at Wallaby Holland. And then we've got William and Mark on Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Oh, we're going to miss the attraction. Moving on, we've got David with a 13 on-ride photo. And then following that, we got Dave, Emma, Kian and Neve at the Magic Kingdom just there. We'll be there on Saturday and I can't wait. Up next, we got Matthew and family with Chewbacca just there. And moving on from that, we got Kevin and Elamelda at Kentucky Kingdom. I'm not too sure if I pronounced your name right. I probably didn't because my pronunciation is terrible. It really is. Spelling, pronunciation, I'm not great. But there we go. Thank you very much for sending it in. Then got Todd with a Twisted Timbers on-ride photo. And then Ben, who's had a behind-the-scenes tour of Mako, the B&M Hyper, at SeaWorld in Orlando. So there we go, good behind-the-scenes. Moving on then, we got Richard at Cedar Point. And then we got Fidel with a Swarm on-ride photo. Up next, we got Gary and Josh at Thorpe Park. And following that, Mike's up at Gardaland just there. Next up, we got Alyssa outside Cheetah Hunt. Great coaster that, I really like it. And thanks for sending it in. Brody, Rachel and Robbie are up next there with the Teletubbies. And then we've got James who had a picture with me. They got Neil with a Zardra on-ride photo. And Martin's up next with a Chiapas on-ride photo from Fantasyland. They got Maxine at Universal Studios. And Andy and Trisha outside Wickerman just there. Up next, we've got Jenny at Thorpe Park. And following that, Sophie and Felicity on 13 just there. Moving on, we've got Trisha at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And then Tony and Lisa at Six Flags Great America. Up next, we've got Jack on Wickerman at Alton Towers. And Connor's up next with a Baron 1898 on-ride photo. Or as I would say, Baron Acton Ekenen. I'm not great, am I? Moving on, we've got Ant with an Icon on-ride photo. And then Sam and Mandy are up next at Alton Towers. Following on from that, we got Izzy at Disneyland Paris and Joshua with a Smiler on-ride photo. Then got Lauren outside Wildfire, and then we got Thomas and Chloe outside Untamed just there at Wallaby Holland. And they got Izzy who had a picture with me and Charlotte's brick yet again on the plaza at Alton Towers. Following that, we've got Gavin up next at Flamingo Land, and then we've got Steve and the family on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Moving on, we've got Martin and Lisa at Alton Towers. And then we've got Chris and Harvey at Wallaby Holland. Up next, David's up with a Swarm on-ride photo. And then we've got Charlie and Holly at Legoland. Moving on from that, we got Joe with an Oblivion on-ride photo. And then we've got Neil with a Wallace and Gromit on-ride photo there. Up next, we've got the Stokes family who had a great time at Disneyland Paris. And Leslie and Di are here at the London Dungeon. Then we got Malcolm and family on Al Diablo at PortAventura. And following on from that, we got Joshua and Callum also at PortAventura. Then we got Simonum with a big one on-ride photo at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Nick at Nagashima Spa Land in Japan, bucket list park right there. We then got Anita, Andre and Stefan at Europa Park just there. And then we got Matt outside the RMC factory. RMC as in Rocky Mountain Construction. I am very jealous. I hope you got to go inside as well. But there we go. There are all the photos. Over 50. It's crazy. Thank you to everyone that sent them in. But of course, we've got the birthdays as well. So happy birthday to Megan, Robert, Katie Baxter, Joe, Josh, Dave, Felicity, then we've got Izzy, Thomas, Steve and Logan as well. Happy birthday from myself, Charlotte and everyone else here at Theme Park Worldwide. there we go. It's time for a holiday, time for a little break. And I honestly can't wait to spend 2 weeks with Charlotte, having a great time at the parks and chilling out a little bit as well. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There'll be loads of vlogs to come, both from the theme parks and some Halloween videos as well. A nice mix. And I can't wait to share it all with you guys. I'll be back on October the 11th with the next episode. In the meantime, there's going to be new episodes of Let's Play Planet Coaster. There'll be a new episode every week whilst we're away, because I've just been recording those. And along with that as well, there'll still be a video every day, whether that's a off-ride video, a POV, and I'm hoping to also get a few videos on from Florida whilst we're out there as well. So there we go. I'm Sean Sandbrook. Thank you for watching, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.